We miss you on your side of the bed. Still got your things here. They stare at me like souvenir. Don't wanna let you.
What is up, guys? I am Ariel G, and if you are new here, welcome, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a returning viewer, thank you and welcome back to this channel, and thank you so much for your support and your love. Today we are going to be talking about me coming up with some kind of plan to pay off this debt. If you've watched my last two videos, and please, I really do ask that you go watch those videos. They are informational and pretty much telling you what I'm trying to do. So I am currently on the Dave Ramsey debt-free journey, and at this particular moment I am really doing the 7 baby steps that he has. Starting off with the first baby step, which is to save $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. Moving on to baby step number 2, which is paying off all of your debt using the debt snowball, listing your debt from smallest to largest and paying them off as quickly as you can. I was doing that, guys, and I was really on a roll. I really was. And then it hit me that I had some debt that was going to affect my journey, and I had to sit back and I had to reflect on what that was making things a little bit harder for me than I anticipated and that I wanted. One of the things that I started to realize that was hard for me to begin this journey was how much active debt I had consumed. And I started seeing like, man, that is a stretch, trying to put money to the side and just trying to pay for bills and trying to figure out how I'm going to pay these debts off and things of that sort. It was a lot for me, and I'm the type of person that when I get stressed out, I get sick. So I decided to sit back and write some of my active debts down and figure out what I was doing, where I was going, and how I could get this figured out, paid off, and continue doing the things that I'm trying to do. So I told myself that, my active debts that pretty much are, and by the way, my active debts are pretty much debts that you are paying monthly, bi-weekly, things that are pretty much coming out like regular bills. And what I found for myself, and I feel like if I'm finding this for myself, then 9 times out of 10, there are probably people, like me, and they probably, go through this and say, you know what, screw it, and just, give up. But I don't want to give up. So what I told myself was my active debts were really taking a toll on, on me. And it was really stretching my checks. Like I'm living paycheck to paycheck right now. And, right now I'm in the works of trying to come up with side hustles. But right now I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and it's a lot going on, and it's really stretching my checks thin. And if you watched my first video, I had said that I worked for the city here in Tennessee, and I make a nice significant amount of money, but when you have so many things pulling at your checks, it really don't matter how much money you're making, because you're not doing anything. You're not bringing home nothing. So I went ahead and wrote my active debts out, and I told myself maybe if I pay down my active debts, then, or at least pay off all of my active debts, then maybe it won't be so hard. It won't be such a toll on me. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I've come up with kind of a plan, and of course I'm going to go over it with you all. Unfortunately, you're going to see two things on here that are new debts, and I'm actually not ashamed of those two debts because of the fact that it was an investment for myself, and I know I'm going to try to pay that off as soon as possible, so I'm not necessarily worried about it like that. But I wish I wouldn't have had to do it. That's one thing. So the two new debts would be my Apple Card and my MacBook. I got approved for the Apple Card, and I ended up using this to get the MacBook. I ended up having to buy another computer, and I ended up just saying, you know what, screw it, I'll use the Apple Card to purchase that. So within that being said, I have a nice little balance for the Apple Card, and I have to go ahead and pay off the MacBook. So like I said, it was an investment for me to start my YouTube channel, so I'm not really messed up about it. With that being said, obviously I have payments. Now with the Apple Card, it doesn't necessarily have like a monthly payment that I saw, like how credit cards do. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that just means you put something towards it. Now, I'm not quite sure how that works. If you have an Apple Card and you know how that works, please comment below and let me know. But other than that, I'm doing just a random custom math for the Apple. As far as my credit cards, now I do have 2 credit cards, so this is a grand total for both, not just one. But the monthly payments for those obviously is $25 each. And then I have my MacBook. Now my MacBook started off, I have the 13-inch, I think, and I know it started off at like 1,000 something. But I ended up having a trade-in, so it brought the payments down a little bit to where it was like $914. So I have a monthly payment of $76.14. And then of course the epic fail video that I'm so sad about, and it broke my heart. And if you have not watched that video, go back and watch my epic fail for my debt payoff. Then I have that monthly payment of $271 a month, which the whole thing comes down to pretty much $3,000. And that is a lot. $3,000, like that's more than I bring home bi-weekly. I wish I brought that home, per check to pay this off, but I don't. So I have to get this out of my pocket because that's costing so much more than what I have going on. And one thing is, I don't want to live no more above my means than I already am. Like I'm already kind of there. So, we need to scale that back a lot. So what I've decided was, since the MacBook is $76 pretty much a month, I said, well, what if I did like $80 every other week? That would bring me to about $160 a month, which isn't that bad. That'll cut the payments down to about 5.5. So we're looking at, I want to say November or December when that gets paid off. And to be honest, it's a 12-month installment, but I don't want to wait a whole year to pay this off. And then my bid said, if I can figure out a way to pay this off pretty quick, then I can do that. So definitely want to try, since this is the lowest payment, I want to definitely put my focus on this and then come to this, if I end up paying this off before October. And then I have my Apple Card. Now with this one, it's only $454.27. So it'll only really take me 2.5 payments to pay this off, if I'm not mistaken, to pay this one off, and I'll really be done with it. And then of course my credit card, for right now I've decided to just make the regular pay of $25 each on those cards. So I'm not too worried about those, but at the same time, if I can make extra payments on those, then I'll go ahead and make those extra payments. But this one and the MacBook and the Apple, the two new ones, is kind of what I'm really wanting to hurry up and get out of my pocket, because those are extra and I really want to get that out of there. And then, you know, hopefully if I get these done before October, get these paid off. Now, here's the good thing that I actually just recently discovered, and I just found out that we are getting a bonus pay, which is really, really awesome. The whole total bonus pay is supposed to be about $5,000. However, they're kind of splitting it up in two. So they're giving us 2 installments. So what I'm looking at is about $2,500. Now, this is actually coming around the time that I'm supposed to be going on my Texas trip. And I said I could use part of the $2,500 that I'm supposed to get going towards my Texas trip, but not all of it. Here's what my plan to do. I get this. What I would like to do, and guys, I'm gonna use the MacBook computer over here to kind of help me out with my math. If you know me, you know I am not the bomb diggity at math, so we are gonna use a calculator here. So what I said was I get $2,500, and even though, like I said, I'll use a portion of this to go towards my trip next month, I'm not really going to use like all of it. So my plan really, if I can, is really to pay off this Apple card, if that helps. To pay off this Apple card. And that would leave me, if I was to do that, I would have a remaining balance of $2,045. Cool, awesome, great. Now here's where I would say I need help with you all, because my next question would be, do I need to go ahead and pay off my my MacBook, or do I need to get ahead and pay off this bed set? Now in my mind, I'm down with paying off this bed set. I am so overpaying for this bed set. Like, seriously, so overpaying for this bed set. And if I did that, it would leave me with $183. Oh, I'm sorry. If I did that, it would leave me with $960.73. Like I said, I'm actually currently on baby step 1. I actually ended up putting, the emergency fund on pause so I can kind of get some of the stuff out of my pocket. That way I can be able to have the money to put the $1,000 in the bank. So the last time, I think I told you all that I had about $600 saved in my savings account, which I still do. Okay, guys, so as I was trying to edit my video, I realized that some of the clip had got deleted. Don't know how. It just ended up getting deleted or not being recorded. So it's actually been a few days later, and I am having to re-record the last few pieces of this video. However, some things has happened since I actually recorded the first half of this video, and I would like to actually give a shout out to a new subscriber by the name of Robbie Thornton Peak. So they commented and actually said something that made a whole lot of sense to me, and I had to go by it, and I had to be like, you know what, this person is actually right. So pretty much what they were saying was, one, that they have been in the same position as me. So thank you for watching my video and being extremely relatable. But they were like, they've been in the same position that I was in, and that I really just need to stick with this Dave Ramsey, don't tweak anything, and just stick with the program, pretty much. So, and I felt that. I felt that because one thing that they had said that was so true, so true. And I had to laugh when I read that part because it was just so funny. They were like, girl, you are broke at the age of 28. And I couldn't do anything but laugh at that because I was like, oh my God, that is literally so true. Like, totally broke. I said, you know what? Let me go back to the basics and not try to tweak anything, because it's almost like saying if it's not broken, then why fix it? And obviously, so many people, thousands of people, millions of people have already said that the Dave Ramsey program works. All you have to do is just stay the course and follow the program. So things happen. Let me focus and let me go back. So even though, yes, the active debt is really keeping me from doing the things that I want to do as far as paying off my debt, I just really need to stay the course. So earlier in this video, in the early part, I had said that I had an HP computer and that it worked perfectly fine and that there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. So what I decided was to do what Dave Ramsey had said, which was sell everything. So I did end up selling my HP computer and keeping the Mac. Now I didn't get a whole lot for the computer, which was completely fine. However, I got enough to put me a little bit closer to my $1,000. So I went ahead and put that money in my savings account. Now, this particular plan of me wanting to get my active debt out of the way is still something that I want and need to do. So I do feel as if I definitely want to get some of my active debt out of the way. One thing I went ahead and decided for sure was that this bed set is the one that is drastically hurting me. And I only say that because the MacBook, the credit cards, and the Apple card are really small payments. It's not above $100. So I'm definitely going to have to pay this off. This is just too much for me and it's stressing me out, honestly. In the earlier clip, I told you all that the city was giving its employees a bonus pay of $5,000, but they are splitting it in 2 payment installments. So the first one will be the $2,500, and then the second one will be another $2,500. So what I am actually going to do, and I'll move this up so y'all can see it. What I'm actually going to do is go ahead and just pay the full amount of my bed set. The moment we get it, just go ahead and completely pay that off. And then the money that I use for that, the $271, that will start going towards my snowball debt. Thank you so much to Robbie Thornton Peak for being that firm friend that I said that we all need. And they also asked if I could just start showing my budget. I will start recording my budget. So bear with me. Like I've always said, let's not be mean, let's not a bully, because we don't need any more of those in this world. But please do that firm, good friend, loving friend that we all need, who gives that tough love. And thank you so much for watching my channel. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.